Is Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer in hot water after screenshots surfaced from his Venmo account that allegedly show him sports gambling? Or is this a big nothing burger and we're all just overreacting? Also, what do we make of the latest statement from John Mateer? And should Oklahoma fans be worried about their QB1 going into the season? Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, where we get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. And as always, we are powered by our friends over at FANDUEL. Visit FANDUEL.com/SECU to join today and get started with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Once again, that's FANDUEL.com/SECU to get $250 in bonus bets today. Now, I want to start with this because I understand the irony. This segment, like every other segment we do, is brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. The reason there is irony with that is because we are talking about potentially a gambling-related story and it getting Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer in potentially hot water. So we're going to discuss this, dive into it. Is it something Sooners fans should panic over or that we should make a big deal out of? Or is it a nothing burger? And guys, maybe you're tuned in, you're thinking to yourself, Chris, what in the world are you talking about? So late Monday night, and I will say this is one of the reasons we love college football rivalries. This is one of the reasons we love college football rivalry Twitter at times, because all of a sudden, out of the blue, screenshots of John Mateer's Venmo, and I'm going to throw this up on the screen, screenshots of John Mateer's Venmo appeared on social media. And it is like so many things on social media, you got to take it with a grain of salt, right? We are in the Photoshop, AI, anything can be doctored world. So admittedly, when I first saw this, I was a little bit skeptical. Then I went to his Venmo myself. Then I saw people with screen recordings, which again, you cannot Photoshop, you cannot doctor. And it was really there. There were transactions from 2022, which again, why John Mateer has his transactions on Venmo public, I have no idea. But either way, the transactions were there. John Mateer sending transactions back on November the 20th, 2022, with the caption, sports gambling, and in parentheses, UCLA versus USC. There's another one that just says sports gambling. It does not have any parentheses. Now, why is this an issue? Why is this a problem? Heck, I promote sports gambling. Sports gambling is a large part of why we are able to do what we do and provide you guys free content on the daily and do all the cool stuff we do going on the road. So why is this a big deal? Well, guys, it is a big deal when you are a college athlete. There are not many things that the NCAA does a really good job at enforcing or cares to enforce, but sports gambling is one of them. They take that very seriously. Look at what happened last year with it was, I believe it was either Iowa or Iowa State. One of those two had players suspended because they were gambling on sports. So these screenshots are surfacing all over Twitter, all over the internet. And of course, as you can imagine, college football Twitter did not disappoint with their reactions and the jokes and the memes. And we got other screenshots from other players' Venmos. Of course, you had Oklahoma fans going to Arch Manning. I saw some Marcel Reed screenshots. I saw Diego Pavia. I mean, it just all these top players from the SEC. I think everyone was on high alert, as was John Mateer, because at some point last night, he goes to his Venmo and makes all of the transactions private. You cannot delete transactions, but you can change the visibility. For example, guys, I have Venmo, right? Heck, I've sent a bookie a Venmo payment, if you will. I've gotten a payment from a bookie on Venmo. I've also sent many other payments to friends or family on Venmo. I keep all of them private. I don't want anybody seeing what I'm spending money on, what I'm getting money from. I just, my money's my money, your money's your money. I don't need to know your business, right? There's a level of privacy I'd like to have in my life, and the way I spend my money is one of them. So, why did John Mateer have his transactions public? Why did he label, if you are gambling, why would you label it sports gambling with the game included. Because if you go back to the November 20th, 2022, if you go back to that date, which, by the way, guys, again, the problem, he was at Washington State. If you go back to it, there was a game, and it was indeed USC and UCLA. So the dates align perfectly of when the money was sent, when the game was played, et cetera, et cetera. So anyways, John Mateer goes on his Venmo, makes it all private as you would expect. This all bleeds into Tuesday morning because I think we're still kind of all asking ourselves, what's the validity of this? Like, will anything really come of this? I mean, guys, we're 2.5 weeks away from kickoff. There's a lot of other bigger fish to fry for the NCAA and other things going on. Is anything really going to come of this? Are they just going to ignore it? Is Oklahoma going to say anything? Well, it comes out on Tuesday morning that Oklahoma and John Mateer have obviously been in communication when it comes to the situation. And the reports surfaced from folks down there in Norman that, hey, they're practicing today, but that John Mateer this afternoon is going to issue a statement. And issue a statement? He absolutely did. And the statement reads as such. It is in a notes app format. The statement reads as such. The allegations that I once participated in sports gambling are false. My previous Venmo descriptions did not accurately portray the transactions in question, but were instead inside jokes between me and my friends. I have never bet on sports. I understand the seriousness of the matter, but recognize that taken out of context, those Venmo descriptions suggest otherwise. I can assure my teammates, coaches, and officials at the NCAA that I have not engaged in any sports gambling. Now, the big question, the overarching question of all of this is simply, should Oklahoma fans be worried? Is this going to affect Oklahoma football going into the season? Is anything going to come of this from the standpoint of John Mateer's eligibility? And listen, it's virtually impossible to predict what the NCAA is going to do. But I am here to tell you, I think this is a bit of a nothing burger. And I'm not going to overreact from the standpoint of, I mean, again, guys, unless they're going to subpoena his Venmo transactions, how are you going to prove this? Listen, I'm just going to say it. Do I think John Mateer gambled? Yes, I do. Listen, I respect the statement, and I get you have to say what you have to say. And I also, guys, I don't think the kid's life should be over. He should lose out on an entire season of eligibility because him and his buddies might have thrown down a couple bucks on a football game. I'm sorry, miss me with that. Like, again, I literally promote gambling, right? Like, I have gambled with a bookie before. Sue me. Like, come at me, right? Like, I think it is a bit of a nothing burger. It's more of a like, wow, how can you be so uneducated? I will say it in a polite manner. How can you be so uneducated to literally spell out what you are sending on Venmo, especially if it is gambling? He definitely did it. Like, there's no question. And I'm not saying this is like an attack on John Mateer, but like, I think we can all sit here and be honest with ourselves and say, yeah, John Mateer did it. Does it really matter in the grand scheme? Do I see the NCAA cracking down on this and, trying to solve the mystery of what his Venmo transaction was with his Washington State teammate from 3 years ago? No, I do not. I don't see anything coming of this. I think by the time we get to week 1, I think this will be a non-story. I think, honestly, we are just itching so badly for college football to be here, and rival fans hate each other. The real mystery in all this is which one of you out there was scrolling through John Mateer's Venmos just randomly on a Monday afternoon, Monday night. That's the person that I would like to meet and that I would like to know. So, again, guys, it's been a fun story. It's been an interesting saga. Hopefully, John Mateer has learned a lesson to either, number 1, keep his transactions on Venmo private, or to number 2, don't label it as sports gambling. Because again, I know you did it. He knows he did it. They know he did it. It's all good. I don't care that he gambled on the USC-UCLA game, but maybe don't broadcast it to the world when it is actually, in fact, illegal. It is illegal, bottom line. I mean, listen, I'm not encouraging people to break the rules. I just don't think we should end a kid's life or end a kid's career because of it. And again, you'd still have to go prove it. I mean, you can literally write anything in the captions on Venmo. All of us at some point, even if your transactions are private, which mine are, we've all written something silly on Venmo. We have, right? We have. We've all some silly description. So I don't know that just the description's enough, but you got to be smarter next time. So anyways, I think this will be a nothing burger. I don't think Oklahoma fans necessarily need to hit the panic button or need to worry about this. I think we're all just itching for college football. And again, you leave it to rival fans, man. It will. It is a story that certainly caught some traction and then spun out of control. But again, maybe you think I'm wrong. Maybe you think John Mateer should be suspended for the entire season. Maybe if you're an Oklahoma fan, you can't sleep at night because you think John Mateer may not play. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? How do you see this playing out? And how do you think it should play out when it comes to Oklahoma Sooner signal caller John Mateer? Guys, that's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Before we get out of here, I do want to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel, because as always, we are brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Guys, on Tuesday, August the 26th, it is FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for football fans. It's 24 hours of deals on all of your favorite football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race, whether you think it's going to be Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, whoever it might be. Hey, crown your champion in August. Maybe it's the Lions, it's the Chiefs, it's the Eagles, it's somebody else, or parlay your division winner dark horses. Mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches and your hot takes, your calls, and your odds. Make sure you visit FanDuel, the FanDuel app today, and start planning your future bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. And when you sign up, go to FanDuel.com/SECU to join today. That's FanDuel.com/SECU to get your deposit bonus match. FanDuel, play your game. Guys, once again, that's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, where we get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Till next time, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we will catch you on the other side.